guys, and welcome back to the vlog. So it is a little after 8:30 and I just finished my first pump of the day. I figured that I'd bring you guys along for a full day in my life as an exclusive pumper who's 4 months postpartum. So let's just see how much I've made for my first pump of the day. And just so you know, I am no longer on a very strict schedule when it comes to pumping. I try to wake up between 6 and 7 for my first pump of the day, and then after that I pump about every 4 to 4.5 hours after that for a total of 4 pumps per day. I was just losing too much sleep and I couldn't do it anymore with a very strict schedule when it comes to pumping. So this is what I do to keep my sanity and to continue this pumping journey, because my goal is to make it to 1 year of being an exclusive pumper this time around. So we'll see. But from the right side, this is how much milk that I made. This is maybe about 9 ounces on this side, and this is the left side, which is my slacker boob, and this is about 7 ounces. I'm actually about to get ready to go to Orange Theory, so I'm going to clean the kitchen really quick, prep some bottles for my husband, and head out. And I guess I'll just show you guys how I pump on the go, because I will have to pump by the time I leave the gym. So I'm going to go ahead and just clean my pump parts so I can bring them with me, and I'll show you guys shortly what it is that I bring and how I'm able to do this, because honestly, like, being an exclusive pumper is probably the hardest thing that I've ever done, because there's just so many things that you have to remember to do in order to keep up your supply. I am an oversupplier right now, and for the past week or so I kind of played around with dropping down to 3 pumps per day, and although I didn't lose too many ounces, I still feel like if I were to continue pumping 3 times per day that I eventually will lose a few ounces. So I'm going to go back to 4 pumps per day, and I'm honestly vlogging just so that I can keep and hold myself accountable for pumping 4 times today. But anyways, let me stop rambling. Let me go ahead and get these pump parts together, make some bottles so I can head out to the gym. Okay, bro. So it is a little after 1 o'clock, and I been home for about 20 minutes or so from Orange Theory, and it was actually a really good workout, and it actually pushed me. So I'm happy that I actually upgraded my one pass to the premium tier, which allows me to go to places like Orange Theory, Per Bar, and Pilates. So I'm happy that I did that, because I will be going to Orange Theory twice a week. And I probably used the same coach that I had today, because he was really, really awesome. But because it is now 1 o'clock, I actually need to go ahead and pump. I didn't get a chance to pump while I was there because I forgot everything at home because I was rushing out of the house. I haven't even had breakfast yet today, and because it's already so late, I'm just gonna go ahead and eat a lunch. It's gonna be a fairly light lunch. I made a cucumber tomato salad, which is my go-to. I freaking love this thing. I can eat this pretty much every single day, as well as a sandwich to help get some carbs in, because when you're breastfeeding, you do have to make sure you're eating those extra calories so that you can keep your supply up. Speaking of pumping, I'm actually going to do my next pump session at around like 1:30, so I can have time to eat and then pump. But once I get started my next pump session, I'll give you guys like an overview of my current pumping setup. And this is what I have been using for some time now, and it is absolutely perfect for me. With my first 2 pumping journeys, I actually used the Spectra S2, which is like a wall pump. Although that pump is really great, it was annoying to have to basically be tied to the wall all day, every day. And this time around, I'm feeling much more relaxed with pumping in general, because I do have this portable pump. So I know that I'm not pressured to just sit in one spot. I can actually move around and get things done. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and finish my lunch and then start my next pumping session. left side. Right side. What's up, guys? So it is a couple hours later. I took a break to watch The Little Mermaid on Disney Plus. It was good, but I don't know why I expected more. But anyways, I have this massive headache that does not want to go away. But I wanted to continue this vlog for you guys because I know a lot of you are exclusively pumping or you want to exclusively pump. So I am now 4 months into my third pumping journey. So I feel like I am now at a place where I could provide a little bit more tips and things that I feel like are must-haves for your journey. So in my opinion, these are a few things that I feel like you would need if you want to be successful in your pumping journey. Of course, you're going to need some type of nipple butter. This is Earth Mama. I love this. I know there are some people that use the pumping spray, but I prefer to use this and it works wonders for my nipples. I also feel like you need to continue taking supplements while you are still pumping. One of my favorite supplements so far, and I've tried quite a few, is from Mega Foods, Baby to Me Postnatal Vitamin. They are in pill form. They're not too big. I guess I'll just show you guys really quickly. So this is how they look. And I'm someone that does not like taking pills, but so far these have been great. And I don't know what it is, but since I've been taking these, my hair has been growing like crazy. And also I noticed that when I don't take these, my supply like stays the same. But when I take them on a consistent basis, I tend to get a little bit more milk towards the end of the day. So maybe it's this, because I know moringa leaf is also good for lactation. So I'm thinking that is the reason why I notice that when I don't take these consistently, I notice a difference in my supply. And of course, hydration is always key. So I recommend that you have some type of tumbler. I bought this Simple Modern tumbler and I absolutely love it. I tested it out to see how long ice can hold in it. And I put a fresh batch of ice in there and it lasted about 48 hours, which was quite impressive for ice to stay frozen for that long. So it is a plus in my books. A few other items that I think are very important if you're going to go down this pumping journey for however long you may be on your journey for. If you're going to be pumping on the go a lot, I definitely recommend that you buy this chill. It keeps your milk cold literally all day long. It comes with an inner chamber, which I don't have connected right now, that allows you to either put your milk in there or you can put water or freeze it to keep your milk that is inside of here cooler for much longer. And I absolutely love this thing. I went out for a day out on the town with my mother-in-law and we were pretty much gone for a couple hours and it was so hot that day. And my milk was pretty much cool for the entire day. Last but not least, you're going to need yourself a really good pump that allows you to still have the freedom away from the wall. So I personally would not recommend a wall pump. Again, this is my third pumping journey. In my first two journeys, I did have a wall pump and I felt like I was trapped. I couldn't go anywhere because I was constantly tied to the wall. And I also used the traditional bottles and I just felt like I couldn't do anything. So this time around, I made it my mission to find a pump that works for me and allowed me to still have the freedom of being able to move around while still pumping. There are some people that only prefer the hands-free pump, such as the Mom Cozy, and there's a few others that I can't think of right now. But my personal favorite, and I will continue to say this day in and day out, my favorite pump is the Pumpables Genie Advance. And I will leave a link down in the description box for you. And I also have a discount code if you need it. But this is my favorite pump, hands down. Number one, you could basically charge this pump and it will last you for about a day and a half. It's coming from someone that pumps 4 times a day for minimum 30 minutes each time that I pump. And it lasts the entire time. So I absolutely love that. I also love that you could manually program this pump to whatever your pump settings are. So that way when you turn on your pump, it'll automatically be adjusted to the settings that you have programmed it for. And of course, because it's so small, it's super portable. I usually just throw this in my diaper bag with my collection cups, which is what I use with this to make this much more portable. And in my opinion, much better than the hands-free pumps. And the reason being is because I would compare this to my Spectra, and I pretty much get a little bit more than what I was getting with my Spectra with this tiny little pump. And again, I pair it with collection cups. I have 2 different types of collection cups. I have the Legendary Milk Collection cups, and I also have the Zumi Collection cups, which I'll also link down in the description box below. And if I'm being honest, the Zumi are my favorite, and I'll tell you why. Being an oversupplier, I found that I prefer the Zumi over the Legendary Milk cups because my morning pump tends to be the largest pump that I have. And I've noticed that if I go over the threshold of 8 ounces on each side, whenever I take the cups off and I try to sit them down on the desk, they tend to overflow with the Legendary Milk cups. However, with the Zombie cups, they do not overflow. And I can lay them flat or I can sit them up and there's no spillage. So I prefer those cups simply for that reason, being an oversupplier. But honestly, they both do the same exact thing. They have the same type of materials. The only difference is that the Legendary Milk cups are hard plastic, whereas the Zombie cups are a silicone type of cup. But other than that, they both do the same thing. They hold the same amount. I just noticed that maybe it's because of the closure that they have on the Zombie that I tend to prefer those more than others. Again, I will link everything down in the description box for you guys. It is almost time for my next pump, so I'm going to go and clean some bottles really quickly and get set up for my third pump of the day, which will be like around 7 o'clock. So let's get to it. We are now on pump number 3, and I still have this massive headache, so I think I'm just going to take some of these ibuprofens that I was sent home with from the hospital. So let's hope that this helps, because when I tell you that my head is literally killing me, and now that I think about it, there were 2 other things that I wanted to add to the must-have list for exclusively pumpers, with the first being, well, there's 3 more actually. The first being the sunflower lecithin. You're going to need these if you ever get any clogs. These have been super helpful with clearing those clogs out and releasing that milk so that it doesn't turn into mastitis. In the beginning stages of pumping, you're also going to need these heated massagers to help the engorgement that you're going to have like crazy for like the first couple of months. I mean, I can only speak from my experience. The first couple of months, I was always engorged no matter what. And my goal has always been to pump until empty. And for me, it takes me about 35 to 40 minutes to empty. And I have been doing that religiously. There are a few days where I only pump like maybe 15-20 minutes in the mornings, and that's because I just have so much milk that it comes out so much faster in the morning that I don't need to pump the full 40 minutes. However, I've noticed that whenever I pump 15 minutes for my first pump of the day, the second pump I need the full 40 minutes, and it's usually like a full cup on both sides when I do that. So you just have to know your body, or get to learn your body, to know what really works for you and what truly helps you empty. But I would definitely recommend these lactation massagers for the beginning stages, or even when you feel like you're just super engorged and you're going to get mastitis again. These also helped me with some huge stubborn clogs that I've had in the past. And the very last and most important thing that I think will be super helpful for your pumping journey is to buy a sterilizer that also dries. I'm telling you, it's like a game changer. I did not have a sterilizer for my first 2 pumping journeys, and I was constantly washing and drying my pump parts, and it was so annoying. And I think that's part of the reason why by 3 months with the first 2 journeys, I wanted to give up. And I'm not gonna lie, even now that I'm 4 months postpartum, there have been a few times where I'm just like, I'm over it. But it was never to the point where I purposely just like drop pumps to slowly wean myself. And that's how I was with the first 2 pumping journeys. This time around, I will say that I'm in a good mental space when it comes to pumping, because pumping is just so hard, and there are days where I'm just like, I'm over this, but I'm not ready to throw in the towel yet. It's just like a lot of nuances that come with being an exclusive pumper or just breastfeeding in general. But I can say that, like I said, I am in a much better space now, and I know there's something that I want to do for at least 1 full year. Okay, this is the right side. This is about 4 ounces, and this is the left side, and this is about 3.5 ounces. And by the way, I use Pump Log to track all of my pumping sessions so far for today, and this is what I have for today. And as you can see, yesterday I only pumped 3 times as well. and that average was around like 45 ounces, which is still pretty good. So far for today, I'm at 30.5 ounces, and I have one more pump left for today. So let's see what that pumping session is looking like. Today, I feel like I have been pumping less than I normally do for a pumping session because, ooh, my head is killing me. Because for the past week, I've been only pumping 3 times per day, which is probably signaling my body to slowly wean, which I do not want that. So that's why I'm going back up to 4 pumps per day to see if they make a difference. Either way, I'm not really too concerned because I know that I'll still make at least 40 ounces, which is where I would like to be. But on average, I pump about 45 to 50 ounces of milk per day.